Hello everyone, my name is Carolyn and welcome to Carol's Puzzle Corner. This is a new channel and today I'm going to do my puzzle collection. I was thinking of what I could do as my very first video for this channel, and I thought what better way to introduce myself to the other puzzle channels out there by showing you my little collection. That way you can kind of see my puzzle tastes and my interests and see if we vibe, because just because we like puzzles doesn't mean that we collect the same kinds of puzzles. So yeah, so let's get started. So the first puzzle that I'm going to show you is by Dragon, which is a company in Russia. It's a wooden puzzle and it is called Fairy Bird. It is a small piece count, I think 107. But yeah, that's Dragon. Then I have another one called Iridescent Chameleon. Please excuse the screaming child, it does not belong to me. I have the window open. So this is Dragon as well. I haven't done them yet, so I will be doing a puzzle review on what it's like to do a wooden puzzle as opposed to a cardboard puzzle. But yeah, this is Iridescent Chameleon by Dragon. Then I have two from a newish puzzle brand, or at least it's newish to me. They're from Turkey, I want to say, and this is the Enjoy puzzle brand. And this one I like, it's totally my style because, I'm just gonna back up the camera a bit. There we go. It's totally my style because there's a lot going on and none of it makes sense. So there's, you know, a frying pan with eggs and bacon, and there's just a mishmash. There's a hot air balloon, a globe, a heart, a teddy bear. It's just a mismatch of things. I've never done this brand before, Enjoy, and I only have two puzzles from this brand because I want to see how I enjoy before buying more. So this is, and what is it called? What are you called? Miscellaneous Medley is this one. So that's that. And then we have my second one by Enjoy is called Princess and the Pea. And I think a lot of people have this one. I've seen this one around before. It's 1,000 pieces. It's a, I don't want to say she's a woman. She looks more like a girl to me. And she's sitting on a stack of blankets with a little ladder, and the background is green and it has little texture to it. So I think this one is going to be a fun one to do. Again, this is from the company Enjoy. Haven't done this one yet. It's in my to-do list. Every puzzler's dilemma is what to do next. So this one is my only single rider, meaning it's my only puzzle of this particular person because they're so hard to get. I'm in Canada and this artist is in the UK and her puzzles over here are extremely pricey. But I just fell in love with this image. This is Elena Essex and it's Bird Paradise and it's 1,000 pieces. Whoops. And it's just a beautiful, almost gradient of birds. There's some turquoise, some purpley dark blues, and some pink oranges. This is as close to as I'll get to a gradient. I love puzzles that tell a story that I can escape into. And so gradients, even though I find the image beautiful, I don't tend to enjoy doing them, or at least I don't think I'll enjoy doing them because I've never actually tried a gradient, because there's no story I can invent to escape into. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me in my little brain. So this is Elena Essex and it's the only puzzle of hers that I have. Then the next one is this company's from the UK. I particularly like this company for its depiction of people. Sometimes people can look bizarre in puzzles. The image doesn't translate well. And this is Gibson's. It's a very busy image. It's called Gardener's Delight. And I have not done this one. I'll bring it a bit closer. Again, very busy. I kind of like it. And I'm a little bit obsessed with puzzles about gardens because, I don't garden. I don't have a green thumb, but my best self does. My imaginary self can garden and would totally know what to buy and what to do in a shop as this. But yeah, this is Gardener's Delight, 1,000 pieces, Gibson's. And then the next one I have of Gibson's is called Furry Friends, and it's by Steve Crisp. And this one depicts people in a pet store. So this one I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with. I have not completed this puzzle either, but I worked at the Montreal SPCA, which is an animal shelter. I now volunteer there, and I'm currently fostering a mom and 4 babies. So anybody who's an animal activist, no, did I just invent a word? Advocate. Will probably frown upon pet stores because the animals that they sell don't come from very good places and the aftercare provided is slim to none. That being said, I loved this puzzle image when I saw it, so I haven't completed it, but it's definitely one that I will hide from my hardcore animal advocate friends because they won't vibe with this puzzle. But Furry Friends from Gibson's. Next we have a few Magnolia puzzles. Magnolia is from Turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Where is it? I wrote it down somewhere. Yes, it is from Turkey. This one I actually completed, and it is, what is it called? Fishes. And it's difficulty level 4 out of 5, so I was pretty proud of myself for completing it. And the image doesn't do it justice. It is just stunning when completed. It's an image of a big fish. I would say maybe an angelfish, but within that angelfish, there are lots of other fish in the fish. Fish. So, and I really enjoy this color palette. Magnolia puzzles, their puzzles tend to be dark, and I don't have that great eyesight, so I don't tend to like a lot of their images because I like bright and vibrant. But I love this one. I completed it. I definitely intend to do it again. So it's definitely, a keeper. And then my other Magnolia one is called Colonel Cinnamon's Mystery Orchestra. And what I mean by dark, I don't mean the mood is dark, but the puzzle itself is just, quite dark. It is an orchestra of different creatures that I thought would be fun to complete. I think it's going to be a bit difficult for me anyway. I'm not a speed puzzler. I don't sort my pieces. I'm a shuffler, a puzzle shuffler. I just sift through the pieces and pick the ones that I want. The colors are quite muted, so this one might be tricky, but it kind of reminds me, it gives me Jim Henson vibes with all these little weird creatures, so I like this one. And then next it's a replica off of an original painting, and it's called Mother and Child. And I just love the different textures represented in this one. So it is a mother holding a naked baby, I would say older baby. But in the background there's like buttons and just different textures. There's some gold and turquoise, and I think it's going to be a really fun puzzle. And I'm a little bit obsessed with mother and child images. I only have one in my puzzle collection, so I'm pretty proud of that. But I do enjoy a mother and child depiction. I'm definitely a sucker for mama animal and their baby. I love those. But yeah, that's the last of my Magnolia. Then we're going to go to a puzzle brand that is from where I am right now. I'm in Montreal, Canada, and this is a Québécois brand called Jacarou Puzzles. And they're an interesting style. They're very vibrant. I'm trying to get rid of the glare. It still has the cellophane on it. There we go. So it's a bear sitting in a tree with a honey hive, a beehive with a bird, and some flowers, and it's just really colorful. And I've never seen this type of illustration quite like this before. I don't really know how to describe it. I don't have enough verbal skills to describe the style of illustration. It's like almost tattooish, but I quite enjoy the colors in this. And this puzzle. I'm getting tongue-tied. And this is Jacarou. And then I have two more by Jacarou. This one, well, I've just talked about how I'm a sucker for mother and child. This is a mama elephant and her baby, and different textures. It almost seems like the animals are in quilt form. Trying to get rid of the glare. So that's mother and child, mother elephant and baby elephant. So that's going to be fun. And then this one, oh, my puzzle pile is starting to. This one is called This Is Not a Picasso, again by Jacarou. And look at those colors, folks. I think that this is going to be tricky to do because there's lots of similar colors, but I just love the image. I love the name of the puzzle. It's the first puzzle that I purchased just kind of based on the name. I just made me smile. So that's Jacarou. Then I have two from Pomegranate, one that I've done before. I just recently completed this one. It's called The Tamer. Pomegranate is a US brand, if I'm not mistaken. I thought it was European, but I Googled it and it's US, and it's just gorgeous. Difficult puzzle, for me anyway. I'm definitely not an expert puzzler. 1,000 pieces, and it's this, I would say she's from royalty, and she's got this quite grand gown on, and she's surrounded by leopards and flowers and lots of different textures and colors. The gown was tricky, the leopards were tricky, the flowers were tricky, but this image just beautiful. It's just as beautiful when puzzled as it is on the box. So that's Pomegranate the Tamer. Then the other pomegranate I've done, the cellophane is coming off, and it's called the Buffalo, which is weird because there's no buffalo in the image. But it is a polar bear swimming in a bunch of reeds with some orange fish that may be goldfish. And I just love this image because it doesn't make sense. Right? And then there's some, I think, coral at the bottom. I think this is going to be, again, a tricky puzzle that I bought just because I found the image beautiful, but all the water in the reeds, I don't know, man. I'm going to have a couple of cups of coffee to get into this one. But I just loved the image. So that's Pomegranate. Then I have a couple from Hay, which is a German brand, and this one is called Pixie Dust, and there's a few images that are from this sub-series, but it is, sorry, trying to get it to where there's no glare. It is a scene of a house, a grand house, and little fairies everywhere with their little umbrellas, and there's just little pixie dust everywhere. It's hard to explain. I've never done this brand before. I got it because, well, all the cool kids are getting hay, and I wanted to be a cool kid. I will not purchase their triangular puzzles. They are not storage friendly, and yeah. But I decided to give this image a try and see how it translated in puzzle form. Then the next hay I have is from the Day and Night series. No, the Dreaming series, and it's a panda bear sitting on some sort of a rock, maybe, or plant. And just the colors and the imagery is very soft, and I really liked it. I thought this would be fun to do. So that's hay. And then I have a couple of Eurographics. So this one is called, and I haven't been saying the artists at all. Bad, Carolyn, bad. So Eurographics, I did some research, like 4 seconds on Google. I'm pretty sure Eurographics didn't start out in Canada, but guess where their shipping center is now? And it's in Montreal, Canada, which is where I am. So that's pretty cool. What is this called? Think, Carolyn, think. It is called, oh no, Seika, Seika, and it is, I believe, Japanese inspired, and it is very pretty. And I bought this because of the colors and because of the imagery. But on my bucket list of things that I want to do is go to Japan. But there's a very kind of anxious part of me that it's like, it's a 13-hour flight, you don't speak Japanese, what if you get lost? The toilets are different over there. So I bought this as a visual reminder of my dream. And I think the image is stunning, and I'll have lots of fun. I haven't completed this puzzle, and I don't think I've ever done a Eurographics puzzle, so I didn't want to buy too many until I found out how I feel about the brand. So I'm pretty picky now about how my puzzles fit together. So that's Eurographics. The next Eurographics one I find very pretty, and it's I can't even find the English. Oh, it's called Mexican Table, and this is one of the only illustrated puzzles that I have. I don't tend to like illustrated, photographed puzzles. This is the only photographed puzzle I have, or one of the few. I tend to only like illustrated. I don't like puzzles of buildings and architecture. It's just not my vibe. But yeah. So there's plates of beautiful Mexican food. The colors are vibrant. Can't wait to do this one. 1,000 pieces, Mexican Table, Eurographics. And then my next one is called Donut Party. Who doesn't love a donut party? And this one is going to be so much fun. That was my puzzle stack falling. This one's going to be so much fun because of all the different textures. It's just a plate full of donuts and diabetes, really. And with one lone cup of coffee that has a cute, I think it's tulip design in the latte. And oh my goodness, there's a donut with Google eyes. I think I'm going to try and do that one first. Yeah, so that's Eurographics. Next, we're going to get into Cobble Hill, so bear with me. So my first Cobble Hill is, if I'm not mistaken, Canadian. I will be doing a review of most of these puzzle brands in the future. My thoughts on Cobble Hill and things like that, but they are I like them because the poster is included and they're random cut. But so, okay, I'm a cat person, love cats. I have one, and I'm, like I said, I'm currently fostering mom and 4 babies. Mom is feral, so it's good times had by all. But this one is cat one, look. And my cat's a ginger cat, and this one, well, ginger and white. His name is Sprout. But this cat is on a branch, and then on the side, there's little pictures of cats. So I haven't done this one, as you can see by the glare, because the cellophane's still on it. But it's like my favorite puzzle ever. This one I completed last Christmas, I believe, and it is called, I think it's called Ugly Christmas Sweaters, and it's cookies. Wouldn't you love to be able to decorate cookies that well? It is the torso bit of cookies, and they represent some Hanukkah and some non-Hanukkah and some gingerbread people. This one, I remember, was a bit tricky to do because the reds are similar, but I love this puzzle, and I admire anybody who can decorate cookies like that. That is just the bomb. Next puzzle by Cobble Hill I have not completed, but I am a sucker for quilts because, you know, I would love to be able to garden. I would also love to be able to sew. Well, I haven't really tried, but I don't think sewing and my brain go well together. So, but this is just 1,000 pieces of just quilts. Isn't that lovely? All the different textures and colors. And then this is a 500 piece by Cobble Hill, and it depicts a really pretty scene of a walkway. There's the walkway here, and a lake with a lighthouse and a sailboat and some flowers and butterflies. And when I say that I like puzzles that tell a story, I would love to travel to this place and be there. So as I'm puzzling, I imagine myself there, like it's a little mini vacation. So these are the kinds of puzzles that I like to do because I can imagine that I'm there. This puzzle I already did, but I'm definitely going to do again. Again, it's not quilts, but it's like knitted blankets, which is almost better, but the different textures were tricky for me. This is a black and white long-haired cat sitting on dresser drawers that are open, living their best life on 3 different blankets, and then there's a rug that is also out of some sort of crochet material, and there's a basket of yarn balls. Now this cat, his name is Gus. He told me his name is Gus, and he was adopted by his local shelter, and he's living his best life. Bye, Gus. This one is also 500 piece that I did a while back. I love fall. It's one of my favorite seasons. So this one depicts fall. There's like a barn and some quilts. I'm a sucker for quilts. I gotta watch myself though. I don't want to have just quilts in my puzzle collection. There's pumpkins. There's a little family of ducks. There's like a Bernese mountain dog. Some trees, fall trees in the background. The only thing wrong with this and there's like some birds and some veggies, but there's no cat in this puzzle. What the heck? Sweet puzzle. This one I just love. It's very springy. Look at this, guys. It is 3 bunnies. Who doesn't love a bunny? We have a lot at the SPCA, and they're sniffing some Easter eggs, and they're in a lot of flowers. This one's a 500 piece. I haven't done this one yet. I don't tend to do my puzzles during a specific season, so even though some people may categorize this as a spring puzzle, I might have the urge to do it in the winter, and that's okay. And then this puzzle is another cat one. I stopped even telling the name of the puzzle. This is called Flora. Oh, are you called Flora? This is a ginger and white cat. Maybe her name is Flora, and she's living her best life as well, sleeping. I like when they sleep like in a little kidney bean on the bed. There's lots of yellows. It's going to be amazing. This puzzle I just completed, and it's called Spring Birdhouse. It's a cardinal, and I don't know the names of these other birds, but I recognize the cardinal. In a birdhouse with some lilacs, and the lilacs remind me of my grandma, who's been dead for a very long time, but she had some in her backyard. Yeah, the birdies. And then, ooh, last of the Cobble Hill is this retro kitchen scene. I love a kitchen scene that invokes nostalgia. I mean, I did not grow up in the 50s. I grew up in the 70s, 80s, but it's like a little girl taking a pie out of the oven. Yeah. And there's a dog and some apples, and it's just a sweet little scene. I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm also worried about her burning herself. So I'm going to put you guys on pause and get the rest of my puzzles out. Hold on one sec. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, I'm back. Part two, I'm just going to stitch these videos together. I had to get up and get the rest of my puzzles because I don't have a lot, but I have a lot. So the next brand that I have that I'm going to talk about is Ibu. Ibu is totally my style of puzzle. They're very vibrant. They're a little bit glossy, but it's not a deal breaker for me. But I'll talk more about Ibu like in a separate puzzle review. But I think I have 8. How many Ibus do I have? I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, I have 8 Ibus. So without further ado, let's start. This one's called Peacock Garden. And what I like about this puzzle, see, Peacock Garden, so vibrant, so much fun, and guess what? It's full of peacocks. I guess a female peacock is called a peahen. But lots of different colors. This one is a square shape, Ibu. And then this one I have done, and it is called Urban Gardening. And when I talk about puzzles that tell a story or that I can make up a story, this is it. Like, this is rooftop gardening. That's Bessie, and this is Karen, and they're gardening, and they're gonna get together for a potluck later on that evening. And this cat doesn't belong to anyone, but his name is Cedric, and you know, he just goes from house to house and pretends he's starving and then gets fed like 10 times a day. So I love this puzzle. I've done it before and I will do it again. I'll try and move this a little bit. My puzzle hoard. This one is another photograph instead of an illustration. And it is a round puzzle. I don't have too many of those. And it's just called Organic Harvest, but it's so beautiful. Look at that. How beautiful is that? It's a picture of fruit and veg, mostly veg with a little bit of flowers. So I'm looking forward to doing this one. Haven't done it yet. 500 pieces. I heard that round puzzles are more of a challenge, so I don't know if that's true, but we'll see. Next one is Koala House Party. How come I wasn't invited? So this is like one of those, if you split the house in half and look into all the rooms, and there's silly things going on in each room, which is amazing. There's like, no humans in here. Oh no, there's one human. But there's like polar bears and, That was the SPCA calling about my foster family that has panleukopenia, so which is a deadly kitten virus. It's good times. But I was talking about this puzzle. This puzzle, there's lots of silly things going on, which is why I love it. There's like a woman, a girl dancing with a polar bear. There's another woman putting together a puzzle with a koala bear. It's good times had by all. I love this puzzle. Ebu, 1,000 pieces. I think a lot of people have this puzzle. It's Kitchen Chickens. This is a nice kind of old-fashioned kitchen scene, and there's chickens in the kitchen and a cat. So what more could you ask for? I've actually spent some time with chickens at the SPCA actually, and they're quite funny and curious and inquisitive and really sweet, and they do have their own little personalities once you get to know them. And if I totally had a hobby farm, I would have chickens for shizzles. I'd have the fancy ones with like the feathers or plumes that go, like they have a fluffy head. I'd have those fancy chickens. But this, I haven't done this one yet either. This is Swedish Fishing Village. It's just a gorgeous illustration with colorful houses by the water. These people are living their best lives totally, because I mean, look at where they live. There's some sailboats, some gigantic flowers. I think I would probably live in this little cottage here. And I don't know why, but I'm thinking of the Maritimes here in Canada. I know it's not based on a specific location. I'm pretty sure anyway. But yes, this one is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it. The next brand that I have in my collection is Art and Fable. And Art and Fable is from Poland. They too tend to have darker illustration stuff, and but they are known for their kind of velour finish. There's a specific name, Velvet Touch they call it. I haven't actually completed any Art and Fable, but I do like the thought of them. Like I don't know how they are, but this one, why do I do this to myself? Is Mantis Mundi. And it's got bugs. It's got lots of bugs. I think this is going to be a challenge. I like that moth guy in the corner, but this is hardcore. I'm trying to get it so that there's less glare. Mantis Mundi, and then one that I liked a lot, which might be easier, is called the I can't even say in the words in French, and I speak French. The connoisseur. And it's a little boy who's looking at some street art, and I think this is going to be a really fun puzzle to do when I like the story that it tells. I picture this to be like in New York or maybe somewhere in Montreal. But he's got his hat on backwards, and you know, he's trying to be such a little man. And I picture maybe that, you know, he's Alex Jr., like he's a junior. He's named after his dad, Anthony Jr. Yeah. So this is the connoisseur. And this one, I just love this image, but why did I buy it? It's gonna be so hard. Why? This one's called Daughters of the Sea. It's called it's called Daughters by the Sea. It's 750 pieces, and it's mermaids, y'all. Mermaids. And what I like is that they're plus-size mermaids, and there's an older mermaid, and she doesn't look like a witch. She looks awesome. Like, look at them. It's like the Kardashians of the sea. It's such a beautiful image, and I like that it pokes a little bit at stereotypes about mermaids. I love it. Love this puzzle. I don't know if I'll ever be able to complete it, but I love thinking about it. Did I? Oh my goodness. I forgot 2 Ebu puzzles. So, no, no collection is complete without another cat puzzle. So this one is Cats at Work. Ebu. Sorry, we're back to Ebu. I'm all over the place. Ebu. This is a square puzzle. And what I like is that you can work on it from different angles of your puzzle table, and it's still the right side up. I like that a lot. And it's different colored cats with plants. There's like blue cats, pink cats, white cats, green cats. Love it. I like it a lot. I've done this puzzle and I will do it again because it's about cats. And then this one, I've recently developed a bit of an obsession with sloths. I just think they're so cute. So this one is called Sloths. And it is, again, very vibrant. And it is sloths doing slothy things. They're, you know, hanging off of trees. And they're all smiling. Who doesn't love a sloth? They're so cute. I follow some sloths on TikTok. So that was the end. That's officially the end of the Ebu. I have 2 Bits and Pieces puzzles. Bits and Pieces is from, I wrote it down, the US. Not a fan of them. Sorry, Bits and Pieces. Which is why I only have 2 puzzles, but they have shaped puzzles. And what I mean by shaped is like, look at this. Look at that. That is the shape of the puzzle. How cool is that? And I wanted to get an image of just a cat, and I don't know if they didn't have one, but, you know, I thought, well, there's a token dog there. I guess it's okay. But this is 750 Bits and Pieces. Haven't done this, as you can tell by the glare, because it's still got the cellophane on it. And I remember back in the day, I did a shaped piece puzzle at Bits and Pieces that also have random shaped puzzles. So it was like a double challenge. It worked my brain. Let me tell you, it worked my brain. So, but this is Bits and Pieces. What are you called? Best friends. Best friends. It's a giant puppy and some cats and some bunnies. So that's Bits and Pieces. And then my other one of Bits and Pieces is called Rooster Barnyard. And it's a rooster with some chicks and more roosters and some chickens. And with a barn, and it just gives an illusion to like that farm life that I've always wanted but will never have because I don't drive. So I've always lived in big cities. And it's shaped like that, so I don't, you know, I always start with like the border of a puzzle. Well, how do you start one of these? How? Next we'll go to my small Buffalo Games collection. I love Buffalo Games because it comes with a poster. It's easily accessible. You know, you can find some at Walmart. You can find a lot of them on Amazon. And the quality isn't too bad. And their designs, their pictures, a lot of puzzle artists do their images in Buffalo Games. So we all know, or if you don't, Amy Stewart. And so my first one is Coloring Days, Amy Stewart, 1,000 Pieces. And this is a nod to, occasionally I am known to pick up a pencil crayon and do some coloring. I have a few coloring books. And anything to shush my brain, to calm it down. My go-to is puzzles for that, but sometimes I don't even have the capacity to puzzle, so I will color. So that's what drew me to this beautiful puzzle. And then another one that I wanted to have in my collection for Buffalo Games is Josie Lewis. And I know, you're going to say, but Carolyn, you just finished telling us that you don't like gradients and that you prefer puzzles that tell a story so you can escape in them. I do. But I also fell in love with this image. So I don't know if I'm ever going to do it, but it's in my collection and it's a Josie Lewis. The next one is another Amy Stewart because she's just that good. And this one is called Candylicious. And it's a buffet of chocolate and candy. So colorful, so fun, so Amy Stewart. But yeah, this is going to be fun to do. And then, what Buffalo Games collection is not complete with at least one Charles Wysocki? And so this one is called Prairie Wind Flowers. Prairie Wind Flowers, and it's depicting a country scene. I have a lot of puzzles that depict the country scene because it's novel to me. I've always lived in big cities, and this kind of thing I don't see much of, so I like to puzzle it. And then last but not least, this is gonna be tough, but this is called The Untold Story by Josephine Wall, and it's, you know, those puzzles that have sparklies on them. Whoops, just bopped myself in the head. It's like this woman with like a reptile on her head, an iguana, and a giant lotus flower with a little polar bear, and there's a castle, and there's lots of stuff going on. It's a beautiful image. It might be too tough for me, but I'm going to try it. So that is the rest of my Buffalo games. Stay with me, people. We have 2 more brands to go through, and then my puzzle collection is complete. So the next one is White Mountain. White Mountain is one of my favorite puzzle brands because the tightest fit, they're snug but not too tight. The nice thickness. I like a lot of their illustrations. I'm a little obsessed with libraries. I went to the library a lot as a kid, read a lot of books as a child and teenager. I don't read as much now, but I love a good library puzzle. So this one's called Reader's Paradise. And this is like a bougie library. This is in somebody's rich neighborhood, or maybe it's somebody's personal home. I don't know, but I've never seen a library like this. A public library, anyway. But this is Reader's Paradise. And then I am a fan of the musicals and have been known to take the bus to New York to see a couple of musicals. So I had to get their collage puzzle, Broadway musicals. So I know I'm going to have fun trying to recognize all the different musicals. This is the only collage puzzle I have of theirs, I believe. They're kind of known for their collage puzzles, but I didn't want to have too many. So that's Broadway musicals. And the next quelle surprise, friends, we have Tapestry Cat, which is what? A puzzle of a cat. Oh, look at that. He's so cute. In my mind, most cats are male, so I don't know. What should we name him? What's your name? Corbin. His name is Corbin. This is Tapestry Cat. Gorgeous image. And then another image of kitchen from yesteryears and a sweet little cozy home life. This is called Home Sweet Home. And there's so many lovely things. There's Grandma with her little, not tablecloth. What is she wearing? It's not a tablecloth. It is a... I can't think of the word, but she's got a platter of cookies and her granddaughter is helping and the boy is reading and there's a dog and there's puppies and there's a cat and the door is open and there's like chickens outside and these people are just so wholesome. They eat whole wheat bread and there's no screen time and the kids get all sorts of fresh air, never have attitude, do their chores, that kind of scene. Love this puzzle. I've done this one before. This one is called Puzzle Cats, and well, I had to get this because it's amazing. It's a puzzle of a puzzle, which is, always amusing. And the cat is in the puzzle box, and then there's another kitten pawing at puzzles, and there's a cup of tea with some cookies and a pair of glasses. There's lots going on in this puzzle. Some of it is not credible. As a cat owner, I would never drink tea close to a puzzle where my cat was. But the cat in the puzzle box, I can confirm, is true. So this is a puzzle I have not done, but I love. I don't have a lot of Christmas puzzles, but I really love this image. But I remember it being tough for me, and it's called Look, It's Santa, or in French, C'est le Père Noël, or in Spanish, Es Santa, by Marcelo Corti. Look at that. Isn't that fun? It's like Santa, and he looks like he's in, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's somebody's home, but there's a Christmas tree and a big pile of presents, and the kids are looking in. Maybe he's in his workshop? I don't know, but kids are looking in the window. It's a really sweet puzzle. And then my nod to camping. I enjoy camping. I enjoy anything outdoors. And apparently I enjoy Ford because this is sponsored or produced by Ford trucks. But this is just called Camping Trip. And I have not done it, but it depicts a couple, and what are their names? Enrique and Cecilia, and they're not married yet, and they're, you know, thinking about moving the relationship to the next level, and they wanted to go camping to see, you know, if their relationship can stand the strain of putting up a tent and setting up camp, because that's when most couples fight, is when you have to work together. And they're, you know, one couple, but they came in 2 trucks because they're bougie like that. And then there's a beautiful mountain there. That's one thing that I'm mesmerized and fascinated by, because where I am, we don't have mountains. So that's that. That's the end of White Mountain. Then, are you still there? Hello. We have some okay, I know that, I think the correct pronunciation is Ravensburger. But it is forever etched in my brain, Ravensburger, and I don't think my brain is trainable, so I'm going to continually mispronounce it. But this is called, what are you called? I don't know what it's called. Oh, poop. I don't know what it's called, but it is amazing. It's like a shepherdess. I already love that she's like beating the stereotype that most shepherds are like shepherds or guys, but this one's a woman. She kind of reminds me of Merida from Brave. And her sheep are different colors, so I don't know what she's been feeding them. And she lives in a cottage. And yeah, in her spare time, she likes to knit and cross stitch and eat Doritos. But I love this puzzle because it's just so silly. Ignore the sirens. I live in a big city, if you can hear them. Now, Ravensburger has a bunch of these puzzles where it's like cut off, so you can imagine yourself in the scene, and I love this one. I would love to live in here, and this person, I love that they can be male or female depending on what gender you identify as. So I identify as female, so this is a woman living her best life, drinking coffee, reading a book, having cookies. First of all, I know it's not me because there are cookies left on the plate. No, those aren't cookies, those are Danishes. And she's got a candle and a teapot and a chess set and a fireplace, and everything is just so cozy, and she's got a cat. It's just such a pretty scene. I've done this puzzle before and I want to live there. This one I actually found brand new in a thrift store, and it is called, I don't know what it's called because they're not good at putting the names of their puzzles in a very, yeah, I don't know what this is called. But it's a bakery scene. It's a bakery scene, very pastel-y, and bonus points because there's a cat in the bakery. Love that. Then I have 2 Disney puzzles. This is my first one. This is Pixar. I don't know what it's called though, but it just reminds me of Pixar. It's very busy and it's got all things Disney and Pixar. I've done this puzzle before. I loved it. I'm going to do it again. I look forward to doing it again. And then the other Disney one is, I'm not a huge fan of Disney, truth be told, but I like Alice in Wonderland because she lives in a world that makes no sense, and kind of don't we all. But I love the colors in this one, the illustrations, the color of the chair. So that's Alice in Wonderland. That's a new puzzle that I got. Oh no, it's like playing Jenga, it's gonna fall. Okay. And then this one is another one of those puzzles, don't know the name, where it's a scene that you can imagine yourself living in. So this is a camping scene where the person is in a van or an RV. I think it's a van, a converted van. And haven't we all, ladies and gentlemen, wish that we could just get up and quit our lives and spend our life savings on converting a van and just travel with whatever pet you have and whatever partner you have? I know I have. So, and this person has a dog, and it's just a great image to kind of get lost in. So these are the kinds of puzzles I like to do because they tell a story and you can escape in them. And then this one, the image is beautiful, but girl, I don't know what I was thinking because this is going to be hard. This is a bunch of crazy birds. It's a darker image, not realistic, and like the image is not realistic, and it's birds in a tree, but the image is quite dark. And yeah. I'll have fun doing that. One of those puzzles that I don't know what I was thinking. And then this is the Ravensburger Halloween scene. I've done this puzzle before and it is oh so fun. I do enjoy a good Halloween scene. And this one, okay, so I don't know if I've mentioned it. I've probably mentioned it like 5 times already, but I'm Canadian, live in Montreal, and Ravensburger has a Canadian collection, and I just had to cat it. It's a muse. It's a muse, and the art is like First Nations inspired. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have to think of a name for the moose. And then the other Canadian collection that I got was this, dust, yucca, was this hockey winter scene, because our winters are long. So, and it's like a picture within a picture, and there's people enjoying all kinds of winter activities in it. So I might do it this winter. And then I have 3 2,000-piece puzzles by Ravensburger. I do tend to have to be in the mood to tackle these, but I've done this one already. It's a big boy. And it's an Amy Stewart, and it's 4 layers of different animals. I was gonna say maybe different ecosystems, because this one's kind of the North Polish. This one's more Africa, Savannah. I don't know. But this is 2,000 pieces. I've done this one. I liked it. Liked it a lot. If I'm not mistaken, there's 1 piece missing. I lied. I do have another Disney one. This is 2,000 pieces as well. And there's this image available in 1,000 piece, but it's a book with stamps of different Disney characters and a loupe. I don't know what that, a magnifying glass. 2,000 pieces, that's going to be fun. I haven't done that one. And then this one I have done, and I enjoyed it a lot. I like the illustrator of this one. It's like a stack of books, and it's very, there's a girl reading, and she's like living, you know, with a tiger. It's not recommended. But I love this puzzle. So, that concludes my puzzle collection. I counted 68 puzzles, which I consider to be a medium size collection. I consider 50 and less to be small, 50 to 100 to be medium, and over 100 to be a large collection. And if you guys stuck out through the whole video, thank you so much. Let's be puzzle friends. It took a lot of work to do this video. There's a few interruptions. Sorry about that. What can I say? But yeah, please don't hesitate to subscribe, and I would love to hear comments. I mean, I do have friends, but none of them are puzzle nerds, and they don't really care about me rambling on about puzzles. So please comment. Do you have puzzles? How big is your collection? What kind of brands do you like? What kind of brands do you think I should try? Because I think I have 14 or 15 different brands in my collection. Anyways, that's it for now. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and take care. Bye-bye.